Hi, Stuart Barn here, and this is a short video introducing the CAGED system. If you have heard of the CAGED system but you don't yet know what it is, you could easily be forgiven for thinking that it's something complicated, but it's really not. All it is at its most basic level is 5 ways of doing something. Now, the easiest way to show this is to work with an E major chord. This is the first E chord that everyone learns, and we usually call it open E. To give it its full name, it would be called E major caged shape 1. For now, just ignore the caged bit. This is known as shape 1. Now, what if you wanted to play an E major in the next region of the fretboard around here? Well, you obviously can't use this. This is only an E here, or on fret 12 if you use a bar chord version. To do an E in this area, you have to use a different shape, and that shape is this one. If you shuffle your fingers around, using fingers 2, 3 and 4 now, and imagine that you're doing fret 0 with the first finger on the D string, then that becomes a movable chord shape. D to E is 2, so if I move this to here, that's going to be an E. So I've now got my E in the next region. Now this shape is known as CAGED shape 2, shape 2. So E major shape 1, E major shape 2. What about the next area? Well, that would be this one. That's how you do an E major in that region. That is the open C chord shape. Again, all I've done is used fingers 2, 3 and 4 instead of 1, 2 and 3. And I've done a bar chord to make it movable. C to D, D to E, there's my E. So that is CAGED shape 1, shape 2, shape 3. The next area, well, that's going to be this chord shape. That's known as CAGED shape 4. It's the one that you would think of as the open A chord. There's my A. You could do it like that. Imagine the bar there and it becomes the familiar bar chord. A, B, C, D, E. And the last region in this area here is going to be CAGED shape 5. This is the one that looks like the open G chord shape. Again, just bar, make it movable, put it on an E, there's your E. The next region would be this one, which is shape 1 again. So those are our 5 ways of doing, or basic ways of doing an E major chord. Shape 1, shape 2, shape 3, shape 4, shape 5, 1 again. Now you can obviously move these shapes around. You can do A major chords in exactly the same way. Here's A major shape 1, shape 2, 3, shape 4, which you could also do down here, and shape 5. Then I'm back to 1 again. Try it with G. Here's G, shape 1, shape 2, 3, 4, shape 5, back to 1 again. Oh, we could have used that for shape 5 as well, the open G. So, what we can build on this is enormous. All the basic scales and arpeggios can all be done in 5 shapes that correspond to each of these shapes. So that's going to be something we'll look at in the future. For now, try to just get used to playing these shapes. You're not going to use all of them equally, but we're going to want to be able to visualize them depending on what we're doing with our guitar playing. I'll put 12 notes down in the bottom of the notes below this video. Try working through each of them, playing each of them with all 5 shapes. Oh, and just one last thing to mention. The CAGED system really would be better known as the EDCAG system. The word CAGED is really just the letters C, A, G, E and D, meaning the C, A, G, E and D open chords. But as you've just seen, they actually go in order of the numbers. Shape 1 is E, then D, C, A, G, and then back to E again. So that would be EDCAG if we were calling it in the more appropriate way. Anyway, that's your task. Good luck with it. Please give the video a like if you found it helpful and subscribe so I can send you more of them. Bye for now.